How did you get into it all?
I was working in a pub in Epsom at the time. I could never get on the pub Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It was just impossible. I couldn't even log on to it. And there was just one day, I went on, I got onto the pub Wi-Fi, I got on Facebook. There was a post from Occupy posting Reclaim Power, a video about the camp at Balcombe being set up. It said, we're here, come. And the video and everything loaded. I don't know how this happened, it was a sign. I'd never got access to the internet through the pub. I saw it and I just got this feeling in my solar plex. It's like, I need to go. Where's Balcombe? It was 23 miles away. I went, I saw what was happening. I stopped everything at that point. I was going to be racing powerboats.
Yeah.
I had the potential to be racing in South Africa in a year's time,
Yeah.
It just made me realise that this is our water and our land at risk, and this shoots anything else I've been interested in now away, This is the most valuable resource we've got, our water. It just put everything into my life into perspective at that point. I saw about tax breaks, I'd heard about fracking, an aunt talking about it years ago about America. So I didn't remember much of it. I just remember her talking in a very negative way about it and the impact it happened. It was just a word that stuck when I heard it again, like, fracking. And then I saw in the Metro about tax breaks and, tax breaks for oil companies. I've worked for Esso years ago before I began to wake up to all this. So I've seen firsthand how greedy the oil industry is, the chase for profits. And the dad's been in the oil industry all his life and he's lost so many friends through diving. It's just something I've grown up knowing about, So to see this and then seeing what they want to do to places like here, Leith Hill, area of outstanding natural beauty, this is absurd. It really is.
You've always been quite athletic, haven't you?
Yeah. Always been an outdoors person. Like to be fit. Yeah.
You connected it with nature and things like that.
Yeah. I've always had problems with, I guess, in society, mental health, and out in nature that disappears. I feel connected to nature. I enjoy being outdoors. It's
How did you get about, or what made you decide to do the action on the tripod at Balcombe?
It was my first ever protest. I'd never done anything like that before. So I guess you turn up and you just observe. You step back. You're asking questions. I was worried about asking too many questions because it creates trust problems. People, why is he asking so many questions? I was keen to learn. I wanted to learn, so I wanted to ask the questions. And I saw people being kicked, shoved down the road, tripped up, and then arrested for obstructing a highway. I think walking lorries was the conclusion I came to. Was walking lorries isn't going to stop this. The slow walking lorries, the lorries are still getting in. Do I put myself on the walk and get arrested, still letting something in, or do I take action in other ways? And I come to the conclusion in myself that get arrested is going to be worthwhile. It was after being there 2-3 weeks, and I found my feet. I'd been arrested with Reclaim Power. It was the first time I'd been arrested in an activist sense. I've been in trouble years ago as a kid, and it was a very different feeling being arrested here. It's like, I'm standing for my democratic right. I've not committed an offence. I've been peaceful. I've been smiling. At Balcombe, I saw the march that day, how the people were, and the bubbling of energy in the atmosphere from the people standing against fracking that day, the activists and the people in sport. And I saw how the police acted, and I saw how the media portrayed all this. It was wow. So after being there 2-3 weeks, someone asked me if I was up for taking an action. I said, yeah, definitely. Like, I don't want to walk the lorries. Like, yeah. We had a little chat, and the next morning I was up a tripod. It was very.
Could you sort of, for those that weren't there, could you just sort of explain that morning as you from when you woke up and you had that in your mind that you were going to do it? Were you afraid of what might happen to you?
I think it's natural to have a piece of fear there, that anxiety. You're not sure what's going to happen, and the key for me was, if I'm going to try this, I don't want to be arrested, fail the action and be arrested for failing. So you feel, for me personally, I felt the pressure to be successful in this action, for everything to go well. So the night before, we were moving tripods around, the police were driving up and down, we're hiding behind tents and walking through tents with this tripod. That morning, I didn't really sleep well that night. Just, you worry and you're thinking. I'd never done an action, I'd never been up a tripod before until that night. I just climbed up to where the clamp was. I can do that, got back down. So that morning I was a bit anxious, I was excited, I was nervous, a bit of fear in your gut. It's anxiety, I guess. There was 3 of us trying to get the tripod up in the road. We stopped the traffic, we ran in the road, we got the tripod up, we dropped it a couple of times on the verge. The plan was to put it up in the road. the problem with putting a tripod up in the road, there was too many opportunities for it to go wrong. We thought it'd be best to get it erected on the verge and then walk into the road with it. The poles were damp and dew from being left in grass overnight. So we're trying to climb a wet scaffold tube is not easy. And they go on, Jamie, go on, get up there, Jamie. And you sort of glance, you can see a row of police running. You just get up them poles. You just gripping as tight as you can with your feet and hands. It was. I was very excited but very nervous. You knew there was a police down at the gate. There were police at the top. They were keeping an eye because they didn't know what we were up to. So you knew they were on edge. So you just sort of a healthy paranoia, I guess, of where they are, what you're doing, and yeah.
How long were you up there?
I think it was about 4.5 hours I was up there.
It was a warm day.
Yeah, it was the most beautiful day I think we'd had. To be sat 20 foot above the road to see the impact of what that action created that day. It's not the police will create a sterile area. It blocks the view of people, so when you're on the ground, you don't get to see what's being created. You don't get to see as much. When you're up high, people can look at you, they can make eye contact, you can make eye contact back, and there was something quite magical about that day, I think, to see, without ego, just to see what had been created that day by my action. It was everything a peaceful protest should have been. It was beautiful. It was, sat up there, I had my t-shirt off, it was, I had very little water because I wasn't able to go to the toilet, so the plan was to dehydrate slightly. I think I had a ½ litre or a 750ml bottle of water. So I was just sipping all day on the water to try and reduce the dehydration. I thought I'll be able to drink when I'm in the police cells. I'll catch up. So, yeah.
Were you inspired by other people doing actions, or do you think that you inspired other people to do actions?
Both. I saw Rob climb on top of the tanker just before that. Wow, that's incredible. Rob was an inspiration for me to see someone take action. I've never seen this before, so that's what we should be doing. You see it and it clicks. And then the opportunity coming in, and without any shadow of doubt, I think, I don't like to sound big-headed, my action did have an impact. Other people wanted to do things. Again, at Barton Moss, I got up to Barton Moss, had a plan for an action, and I was saying to people, there's opportunities, take these, it's when I looked at the share prices recently, just lost in the city, just trying to find that positivity in life again, in things that you've done. And you look at the share price, and from when the action at Barton Moss, when you could see the share price plummet. I come out of court and someone's locked himself to the gate, or superglued herself to the gate, and the knock-on effect of that, my lock on that day was very short. But you can see how people take action, and by one person taking action, it inspires a group, and it branches and escalates, I guess. It is sort of like war, you're getting your jacket on, you're going to war with riot police, but we're trying to remain peaceful. We're trying to keep that moral high ground by staying peaceful, but not getting angry, but you're tested and tested and tested. And I think it's when you come away from something, you realise how little you've left yourself to recover, and I had to take that time out to find myself again through all that. I still feel an attachment to the movement. This is the biggest threat we've had to face in my history, for sure. In my lifetime, this is quite a major issue, fracking, with the potential risks involved in it. I feel that it's difficult to walk away and forget. I think I'm more aware. When I was at Horse Hill, I realised I still struggled to control my self-control in these situations now. There was times where I nearly overstepped a mark, and that scared me, you just, wow. And you have to walk away, think, what was happening there? I nearly lost control. And the police will push and push for you to lose your self-control, because as soon as we're violent, they've got what they want. We're playing into their hands, and so we have to remain peaceful. I think the main reason I backed away was knowing full well I'd lost control of my self-control, and that's a dangerous environment to be in. You need your self-control. You need to know when you're going to flip, when your tether's at its end, and when to back away and when to push on. And I was running on empty, you're just at the end of your tether constantly. So I think it's very important for anyone in the movement to realise when they need a break and to get out for however long they need, because you're not much use when you're burnt out. There was a lot of people that are very burnt out, and people said it's fine, you just run on autopilot, but you're not aware on autopilot. You're not as much of an asset when you're on autopilot. You're just functioning. You're not aware. You're not on the ball. You're not thinking as clearly as you could. You're just at a functioning level. So I think it's so important to get away. If it's 6 months to a month or even a year out, it's so important. I think it's important to have that time to reflect, to look back on things and see how things are going. Yeah, very important. I think to take that time for ourselves and amongst it all.
Are you back?
Am I back?
Is that a difficult question?
Yeah, yeah. I fully intend to come back to the camps to meet people because it's such an intense environment. I guess it is very. It's that same camaraderie you get in a battlefield environment. You're in a very intense situation with people, and even though you don't agree with people or you disagree, you don't really get on. You still have their back. That something can happen, and you still care about these people because the greater good of why we're here. There's a very strong connection, a bond that you form with the people, and it's much in the same way as extreme sports. It's another passion. You're in an intense environment, and you build a connection with people that you don't get in day-to-day life. The people I've met here are more family than my own family in my eyes. I've got a deeper connection with the people in this movement than my own family. It feels weird to say that. I don't know. There's something powerful about this. To see how communities are being brought together. In Manchester, people had lived in the same road for 10, 15 years and never spoke. Now they're best friends. And they're bringing communities together. This is so powerful. We've been divided for so long, and it's beautiful, so beautiful to see people coming together, connecting, and when we unite, we have so much power, so much, which is why they're so determined to divide us. I think I did struggle with the divisions in the camps and things like that. It's something that upsets me to see how deep the divide and rule thing goes. I think that's part of the reason I had to back away. People slagging each other off, and I don't know. I don't think it's intended. It's just you're in a very intense environment and tempers become very frayed. So I think I need to step back to process a lot of that and things. It's yeah.
Cool.
I have a plan to cycle around England rock climbing, and I will be stopping at the camps. As a climber, there's a lot of skills I can offer camps and things like that, a lot of knowledge. Yeah. I don't know what my intentions are. I've been learning time and time again that the best laid plans never survive contact with reality. So I don't have a plan. Can't say I've ever really had a plan in the movement. I take opportunities, I take instinct, and I'm quite impulsive. So when something comes up, I act on impulse without really thinking about it. When the time's right, I guess you have that impulsive instinct to go, and that's your intuition, your instinct. So. Yeah, to say I'm back, I do fully intend to travel, to spend time on the camps, to help out. Maybe not in the way of direct actions, but training, education. There's a lot I've learned from this, and spotting when people need a break, someone for people to talk to that have got the experience and things like that. I think there's a lot of things we can learn and share still. And I have the intention of cycling around England, getting the climbing in along the way. I think that now is my way of calming down in between it all. It gives you that sense of peace. It's an active meditation. So through that, I think I've been lost in the city for months and things, and since stepping away for a while, I've had so many thoughts and ideas, and positive, negative, and I think through climbing and travelling and being on camps, I don't know what I'm up to, but things will come. I think it's definitely not the end. Definitely not the end. There's an element of me that is back. I feel quite strongly, I was quite a strong character at Barton Moss. At Balcombe I was finding my feet. Barton Moss, I knew what I was doing. I knew what I cared about. And they try and break you. They look for the influential characters. By the end of it, they did break me, but it's not permanent. I found myself again, and I'll be proud to. I've always been proud to stand on the front line with my face showing, saying, "This is me. I don't condone this. This is my view." So I've never shown fear, and I still intend to show no fear.
Well, thank you for bringing your wonderful smile, your contagious enthusiasm to everywhere you go, and you're much respected, obviously, wherever you go. And it's lovely to see you, mate.
Yeah,
appreciate
likewise. I feel honoured deeply honoured to have met some of the people I've met in this, to see the level of respect and the reaction I get from people when I turn up on camps. It just gives me a tingle. Like there's something deep in all this. And
would you think you'd have got that same kind of feeling from a 9-to-5 job in an office,
no, not at all.
Or going to the pub even?
No. I've spent. I was travelling in 2015 after Horse Hill. I spent some time there. I went back to Portsmouth. I ended up getting a job very randomly, didn't expect it. I was only going to be there a couple of months just to earn a bit of money to get what I needed to go. I spent from Horse Hill, it was January this year, it was about 8, 9, 10 months working in the city for an American style diner. It was just pay, get the money, get the bits I need, save some and get travelling. I can't live that life. I cannot live that life. The depression and it nearly broke me. You know, it's not something I can do, and it's definitely had a big impact, I think, on coming here to meet the people, because I don't have a connection to my old friends in the city. I feel disconnected to all the people I once knew. The connection I feel with people is so powerful in this. You know, it's lifted my spirit just being here 7 days, Jono. Like, yeah, all the worry and thoughts ticking over, it's just drifted into the background now. You know, it was definitely needed to come here and meet the people, and just to be around so many inspirational, strong-minded people that care. Like, you don't see that in the city. You close yourself off from love and from giving a toss, because you have to. I think it's a self-preservation thing. You back away, you close yourself off so much because you see the division, you see how people, I see how I felt, I experienced how people close themselves off and just care about themselves, because for me I had to. I see the TV, I see what's going on, and it hurt. I could feel it in my solar plexus, the EU referendum, the racism, the division that came from that hurt. You just give up the will to live, and day by day that just grows and grows and grows. And to come here and to meet the people, it reinvigorates that lust for life that I had. You know, it really does, and that's powerful. You know, it's powerful. Yeah,
Wonderful.
It's been an honour to come back and to meet.
And it's always lovely to see you, mate.
Likewise.
And thank you for chatting to us.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, yeah.